Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Rite-Way Detailing's YouTube channel. I'm Christian, owner of Rite-Way Detailing here in Rancho Cucamonga, California. We are your local certified Ceramic Pro installer. We are soon to be a Powered by Ceramic Pro facility. We are one of the only installers in the Inland Empire area. There's not any really at all that are active anymore. And then the only other place would be like a PPF shop. I think there's one about maybe 10 miles from here, but they just offer PPF and vinyl coatings. So basically we have our 2019 Charger SRT Hellcat in, and yes, this is ours. We just picked it up about 2 weeks ago. We traded in the Scat Pack and then got this, and we're super happy with the move. And it did have dual silver stripes on it. We actually removed those already. But here's the problem. So it might have like a dealer coating or some type of ceramic coating on it, and very poor quality, I would say. Now, this can happen sometimes depending on how long it was left to sit, but there's a lot of water spots and etching marks and things like that in this coating that's on the clear. And it has to be a coating because it beads water really good. You know, all the characteristics of it having some type of coating on it. But the problem is, even Ceramic Pro, it can happen. You can get some water spots, but the nice thing is, and like we say, that's all in the warranty booklet and your care booklet and everything like that on what to do, because people do misunderstand what a ceramic coating was designed for. It's a sacrificial nano ceramic layer that goes above the substrate, which would be clear, plastic, glass, things like that, rubber, interior, blah blah, the list goes on. It's a sacrificial layer of protection, so it's meant to basically just have a nice protective barrier of ceramic coating. And not only with Ceramic Pro, because of how hard we have a 70% solid by volume coating. Also, the look of it is absolutely amazing. Ceramic Pro stumps the competition when it comes to the look. It really transforms the look of the paint and all the plastic and everything like that. But the problem is it is subject to water spots if they're let to sit. And the nice thing, though, is once we do like our layers of 9H and then you put the top coat on, the top coat is designed for the super hydrophobic properties, very extreme high gloss, even more than 9H. A 9H is really that hard, super hard layer. The top coat, though, if say damage were to occur and the coating got etched with like a bird dropping and it was left to sit for a few weeks and it actually marked the coating, it can be polished away and then recoated. So very easily it can be fixed. But when it comes to different coatings that aren't formulated, you know, like Ceramic Pro, and then there's a couple others that are very good as well, once it takes that damage, it's extremely hard, and if it's not strong enough, the damage can go through the coating into the actual clear coat. So that's what has happened to this. So that's really what you pay for too, is, you know, the hardness of Ceramic Pro, that it's going to be that sacrificial barrier. It's not going to go through into the clear coat. You know, the main damage is going to be taken by the coating. That's what they are designed for. So people think it's some bulletproof thing that goes on. It's not. It's meant to have a super easy cleaning, have a show car type shine on it, and also, you know, have that 4 or 5, you know, 1 to 5 layers of coating over top of the clear to fill in all the peaks and valleys, not scratches, but peaks and valleys in the clear, and really kind of make it look level. It's not going to take away orange peel, but the technology is the clear, like I'm doing with my hand, has all these peaks and valleys in it. And then basically when you have those peaks and valleys, if you took a marker and just did like dot, like a few of them, that's what wax does. And it only gets into the bottom portion. So that's why you get those real fat beads on all the paint when it rains, which people think that's water beading. It's really not. It's just some type of protection on there. It's not going to sheet, but it's still going to, you know, repel some water. But once you get a ceramic coating, that first initial layer literally levels off the actual U, and it's literally like putting like 1,000 dots inside of there. That's the way that the covalent bond works with the ceramic coating. So it goes in there, and then each layer on top of that is just more layers of protection. So with a cheaper type of coating like this, it's very subject to damage like this. And you know, I don't know why the guy before us this car only has 2,000 miles, but he has in the door jamb there's a fast pass for some type of car wash in Arizona. I don't know what happened with him with the car or whatever, but you know, we ended up purchasing it. But the clear itself still has a lot of water spot etching marks in it, real tight. They're not huge or bright white, but they're in the paint like really good. You can see there. So what we're going to do in this video is actually do the correction, and then this weekend this is going to take a lot longer than I anticipated. So we have all the sandpaper here. We're actually going to wet sand the hood, the roof, the pillars, and the tops of the fenders to get those water spots off, because they're really deep. So this is the safest way possible. It's an interface style pad. It's not like your regular sandpaper like you think. It's foam, and it works really well. So you soak it. We put it on a dual action sander or polisher, and very low speed go over the surface. We have our tiny tool to get on top of the fender and then in tight little areas. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna try out just 3,000 first. I think that should be plenty. Don't want to knock down the clear at all. 3,000 should be perfect. It's just gonna do what's on the surface to get rid of those etching marks. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We were doing a bunch of testing on it, and it cut through pretty nicely up in here, but there's some pretty severe areas in the hood and things like that. So you know, cheaping out is really going to hurt you in the end, because, you know, and if this is our personal car, but if we were to charge somebody to actually go over the car with 3,000 or even a 2-stage wet color sand and then, you know, 2 to 3 stages of polishing, I mean, just the correction alone is going to be like $1,000, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of skill, a lot of knowing what the clear likes, what it doesn't like, how to approach the different imperfections and things like that. So there's some pretty deep scratches and stuff on here. They're not white yet. They're just on the surface, so that should all be taken out by that. So we're gonna go ahead and get to work on doing all that, and the car is fully prepped. I mean, it's absolutely slick. No more iron. Everything's went into the clay bar, turned that thing brown. So even a brand new vehicle like this is literally brand new. It's got just hit 3,000 miles. We put like maybe 300 or 400 miles on it since we had it. And, you know, that's the thing you got to consider. Even though you may have a new car, this is a brand new car and it's damaged. It needs a lot of help in the clear. Now, to most people's eyes, you know, from far away, this car might look really good, but up close and personal as a high-end detailer and Ceramic Pro installer, it needs a lot of love, and this is going to be a showpiece for us. So we're going to go ahead and get into the correction. So we're going to go ahead and soak these pads in water, and then do some test spots, and then I'll tune you guys back in when we wet sand, and then actually when we polish through the paint. So did a little test area with some 3,000 I had to go down and get a little bit more. And then that's going to allow for a truly even sand. So doing it by hand is uneven pressure. Actually doing it on the machine with the interfaced pad, not directly on a hard pad, and then no foam in between, that's not the way to go either. So we use that interface pad, and it's going to allow an even, basically an even sand look. So it's going to be perfectly flush. It's not going to be still orange peeled or light in this area, dull in this area. So it's going to really bring this paint out beautifully. So let's go ahead and get into it. I got to pop the grill. Okay, so we just finished doing this half of the hood over here. I got to work the front, but this is all color sanded now. Color sanded and polished. Now that's just the first step, just to remove the sanding marks and everything like that. So super beautiful now. No more orange peel, no more water spots. So it's really going to come out good. So we found a good combination. Got that red pad on there. That's the 3000 grit. And we're going to go ahead and just keep working this and get this big scratch taken out of the hood right here. So this is kind of before shot of what the paint was looking like compared. So really dull, a ton of spots, all these little water spots everywhere. So this is what it looked like on the hood, and then you could see the beautiful reflection up there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I got a ton more work to do, so we're gonna go ahead and keep wet sanding and polishing, get all these nasty spots and everything out and get rid of the coating. And we're gonna do that first compound stage right here with the Americana 1500 over there, and then we will follow it up with like a burnishing polish and then a jeweling polish. So about a 3-stage polish on this, and the paint's going to look absolutely flawless. So let's go ahead and keep moving forward, and we will see you on the next clip. Okay, so we are at a point where we are starting to get into some of the finishing polish, and I have just marked off right here because we still got to work a couple more areas to get some of the pigtailing out of the paint. So just got it marked with what's called a washable dry erase marker. So something we use on the wraps and stuff like that. It literally will come right off with your finger. So that's just to tell me to come back to these areas and just work that small area, and then we'll actually jewel polish the whole car. So right now, what I'm going to do is keep working down the side of the car with the compound using a 3-inch polisher and just really working everything. I had both lights on. I actually just shut down the garage because it's getting kind of late. I got both lights on, so top and then the floor, and then laying down on the ground and just polishing the rocker panel and everything like that. So it's really, really coming along. So this is pretty much how the paint should look when we're basically all done. This is pretty much what would be the finished product, because I already did this test area with a Menzerna 3500, and then did our Americana Finesse jeweling polish. Just to kind of see what it was going to look like. So it's looking really, really nice. You can see there all the clarity, just absolutely flawless paint. So the main thing is, this is taking a long time, but the reason is, just really making sure that we get every little defect. You can't even tell, but there's a couple little marks in there, and this is really going to just transform this paint. So we're going to go ahead and keep rolling on. Just wanted to kind of tune you guys back in to kind of see what the paint should be looking like. That's pretty much what it will look like. That's not with coating, of course. That's just, what it's going to look like when it's all finished being paint corrected. So it's coming along really, really well, and just really excited to finally get done with the paint correction. And then once that's done, we'll just, clean all the cracks and crevices. Probably going to rewash it, wipe it down with prep, and then get all the knifeless tape all worked out. But that will be another video. Right now we're just focused on the paint correction. So just got a ton of work to keep finishing up. Middle of the hood here, got some little pigtails in there that we got to work out. So just a big work in progress. This is a really, really high-end paint correction service. Of course, this is our own vehicle, but this is a really in-depth process. This is 2 to 3 days of just correction alone. So this car would probably be in here for a full coating package for probably like 5 days, I would say, or 6 days. Because this is really like a concours level where we're color sanding it and going about 3 stages of polishing to remove all the defects and really bring out a super, super perfect clarity level. You can just see there how the paint is absolutely flawless. So you can see every little detail of the pearl, and this is how glossy it is. So it's going to look really, really good. I mean, about 85-90% of the orange peel is all gone because we color sanded it. So it's really going to turn a lot of heads, so especially when we get everything done that we'll show in the next video. So let's go ahead and keep moving forward. We just got a lot of work to do, so it's been a while, since the last clip, but we're going to keep going. Hey everyone, so I figured I might as well just stop right there and just add in some commentary of my own, since I was kind of stuttering right there. It's been such a long day and a lot of work with this car. Just trying to get everything filmed for you guys. There was a lot of stuff that I wish I would have got filmed, but we really had to put in a ton of work because this is something I hadn't really come across before. Having this type of issue with some type of coating. Just goes to show you don't want to cheap out when it comes to ceramic coatings, as I stress in every single video, but there's always going to be the cheapies out there. But what you're going to see right now is the sneak peek. So this is a sneak peek of what we're really doing to the car. It took a long time to actually come up with a color, and I think once you guys see the part 2 video, you'll understand, wow, I can see why they kind of went with that. Just something a little bit different. We don't want to do anything close to what anybody else is doing. Maybe there's somebody that has done this before, but we found some pretty crazy material that we thought would work really well, and you guys will see That's not the actual stripe itself. We're adding some things to it. So make sure you go over to part 2. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see the up and coming videos with our 2019 Charger SRT Hellcat and of course the 2012 CTSV Coupe. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. We appreciate your support and have a great night.